Hi everyone, it's Chef Nunu from Feed Me Good, your best source of food education, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making two dishes, a tomato roasted vegetable soup and my cheat way to make bread rolls. You're going to love this one, and all the ingredients you can find at home and you can sort them out. Like this one in particular I'm making is a low carb, so kind of like a keto version, but if you want to add some potatoes in it, be my guest, add some potatoes, some sweet potatoes. It's really up to you, but the main base of the food is having the soup as a roasted vegetable. It brings it more flavors, and it really infuses. So when you're making the soup, you're like, oh my God, girl, this is the business. Yeah, so let's get started. So first, what you want to do, we have some lovely vegetables here. We want to basically wash everything, and we want to basically peel and dice everything. So let's start with the tomatoes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a tray with a greaseproof paper. You can line it with this greaseproof paper. I prefer greaseproof paper than actually using foil. So what we want to do now, these have already been washed. We want to, I put these in over here, so you can see what I'm doing. So we want to basically take off the middle bits. So you're going to chop these up. And the thing is, you just have to make it chunky because when you're cooking it, it's going to be good. Now, one thing I hope you guys do when you're actually cooking is I use these IKEA freezer bags and I basically put all my scraps in them. And they're like a great way of making yourself stock. So, you know, a lot of the times when we're actually buying chicken stock and stuff, and I mean, I got chicken stock in this recipe, but you can use without it. I just take all of the scraps and I save it and I put it in my freezer, and then I add more to it. And then I get to a good quantity of it, and then I basically make it into stock. And it's just a great way because you know exactly what's in it, you know the salt content, and it's just a really good way of repurposing your leftovers. So what I'm doing with this one right now, I'm literally just chopping them up and making some chunky vegetables. Yes, we're just going to do the tomatoes first. These ones can stay whole, and you know what, they don't have to be, you know, uniformed. It's kind of like how it's going to be literally chopped up anyway, so, and it's going to be blended at the end, so you don't really need to. But you know what I like about this soup is that I'm really able to just use vegetables that I have at home, and I think that's the whole purpose of soup. Like, unless you're making a Pacific soup like, you know, chicken soup or kanji, or Pacific soups like Thai green curry and stuff like that, or well, tom yum soup I should say, not Thai green curry, then you will have, you know, ingredients that you need to follow. But otherwise, soup is just a great way, and it's starting to get really cold right now, so I just find it to be really helpful. So I'm basically just dicing up all the vegetables, taking off my little bits to the side so I can use them for stock for another day. And once I've done that, I'm going to basically transport them into my mixing bowl as well. I always love cooking with my family because I tend to find that I just have so much fun with it. I feel like when you cook with your family or you cook with your friends, it's just such a fun social environment that you're creating for your household. So definitely, you know, get everyone involved and just have fun with the vegetables. You're getting your 5 a day, and that's what it's about. Like right now, you guys having these tomatoes are getting beta carotene, which is basically really good for your eyes, good for your skin. We've got some vitamin C in there as well. So we really want to be mixing our vegetables and our foods to really get those nutrients out of there, you know. And it's so nice because we eat with our eyes. Everything has to be in color, you know. The more pretty, and it's just, it makes you feel good inside, you know. So I'm just going to chop these ones a little bit, just literally like boom boom boom, and then we are going to move on to our next vegetable. We're going to do a bell pepper. Now if you have children and you're thinking, you know, you want to give them like an interesting fact, so peppers and all vegetables and fruits actually have female and male versions, and this one is actually a male version. And how you can tell is if it actually has like 2 or 3 of these little parts here versus 4 parts, which is female. That's like an interesting like fact that I kind of tell the kids at primary school, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's like a pepper and it's got like 3 of them. Is it a boy? And like, it's just such a nice thing, to be honest with you. I feel like when it comes to kids, you really have to have fun with them, especially when it comes to food, and just make stories. It really helps them to be able to eat their food, really. Okay, so we're basically just piling up all our vegetables, And this is a great way of cutting peppers because I find that you actually don't use up so much of it, and you actually going to get more pepper as opposed to just wasting it as well. So this is literally how I like to cut my peppers. So now we've done our peppers and we've also done our tomatoes. So what we want to do, we want to add in some more vegetables. So I picked some parsnips. To be honest with you, I don't always use parsnips, but I find it to be like a really nice sweet contrast. And because I'm not using potatoes, I want to have something that's going to really bring out some sweetness to it. So parsnips is a great way. And I also, with parsnips, I would use either cook it with some bacon or halal beef as well. Like, just depending, just to kind of get that flavor, because parsnips go really nice with maple syrup and a salty element of like a sausage or something. Okay, so now we've got our parsnips. Okay, so next one we've got is our courgette as well. So I'm just going to kind of take top and tail and just take this in here. And guys, if you don't have all these ingredients, it's fine. You can freestyle a couple of them. If you want to add some sweet potatoes, like I said before, or some potatoes, or if you want to even add aubergine in it, it'll be a different type of soup. It'll be very tasty. Okay. So now we've got our carrot, which I've peeled before. Okay. Peeled. And we got our last one. Now I'm not going to use all of this, but I am going to use a bigger knife. I just want to take out a bit. And you can use pumpkin as well. There we go. So you can peel it that way, or you can peel it with the knife. So this way might be one of the easier ways if you guys want to do it instead of getting a big knife. So now I'm just going to take off the last. So we're going to slice. Okay, so now we have a really delicious vegetable medley, yeah? So here we go. So what we've got now is we have all the vegetables and we want to add some flavors to this, right? So what we're going to do now is add some pepper. So all around. Okay. Add a little bit of salt. And now we're going to add some garlic powder. Now, guys, you can use normal garlic. It's just that I'm kind of done with peeling tons of garlic. So I'm just adding some garlic powder because I want some cheat. I want to put a tiny bit of olive oil around. There we go. And we're also going to put some fresh thyme. Now you can use oregano, you can use thyme. Just, you know, mix up your herbs. So mix it around. Oh my God, that smells absolutely amazing already. And I haven't even done anything to it. So you have two ways, guys. If you have an air fryer like myself, throw it straight in the air fryer for about 30 minutes. Or if you're going to use it in the oven, I'll say about 40 minutes at gas mark 7 or 200 degrees, yeah? So that's it. We're going to wash our hands. We're going to put them in the oven and you're going to see them in 30 minutes. So we have been putting the vegetables in the oven and now it's time to make the dough. Guys, I want to give you a cheat, and I know I'm a chef. I know. I'm going to give you the cheat. And you're going to thank me later. You're going to be like, Nunu, Chef Nunu, seriously? Like, you did this? And be like, yes, we did. Okay, so we're going to be making this dough. Now, this dough is like the mothership dough. She is going to help you make bagels, pizza dough, and bread, yeah? Very easy. And I know there's probably going to be people like, oh my gosh, what about the yeast? No yeast. What about extra ingredients? What about rest time? No rest time. It's so simple. So all you need is literally the main two things where everyone has in their household: flour and yogurt and flour. So how you want to do it, it's kind of like a ratio thing, and this is something that my friend or my student Belinda taught me years ago, and ever since I've been doing it, I've never looked back, yeah? So what you want to do, you want to get your flour, And you want to basically do like a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you do 2 parts flour to 1 part yogurt, what you can do to make an easy measurement is actually get the tubs of the yogurt, and you basically use that, and then you fill it twice with the flour, and it'll give you the perfect ratio. Yeah. And I know, guys, it's beautiful ways of making, you know, pizza dough and stuff, but I'm sorry, I don't have that luxury of time in it. So I gotta make life easy for myself, and making life easy for myself means I'm making life easy for you. Yeah. Because I am dairy intolerant, I'm using coconut yogurt, but you can use normal yogurt, bio yogurt, whatever yogurt you want to use. I love myself some garlic. I go for lots of garlic in my house, so I'm going to put a bit of garlic powder on there, a little bit of some black pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt, so not too much salt. And we've also got a little bit of olive oil. Now, you don't want to add too much olive oil. So what I find is, and this is from the mistakes I've made, so you guys do not have to, is if you add too much olive oil, it starts to make it very hard. So what you want to do is you want to try it out first, mix it up as I'm doing right now, and then you want to see the consistency, and then you want to add a little bit of yogurt. So what you find is when you have the yogurt, it has like it makes it very soft, and it's easy to like mold together and literally to knead. So now I'm going to add a little bit more of my yogurt. Okay guys, so we've got our beautiful dough here. It's looking soft, luxurious. We're going to be adding some, we're going to knead it now. So we're going to bless the table with some flour, and then we want to transfer this over to basically start to knead our dough. So it's quite soft, which is good, because that means it's going to be very soft and luxurious when we start to cook it. So as you guys can see, I'm going forward, I'm bringing it up gently, and I'm going around. And what I like about this recipe is that we all have these ingredients, you know. We have the flour, we have the yogurt, we have some garlic of some sorts, we have some oil, you know. So this is a really easy way to, and you can add some parmesan to it as well, make it a bit more cheesy. You can have some parsley as well if you want to. But look how easy this dough is forming. And that's what I want with Feed Me Good. I want to show you guys how to make dishes really simple, because I even find as a chef that, you know, when you're making these dishes, they just seem so complex, and they really don't have to be, you know. Okay, last bit. So why I'm adding a lot more flour is because it's a very soft dough, and I don't really want it to be sticking too much. So I'm just kind of do it that way. Okay. All right, so push it forward, back, and then just kind of bringing it around as well. And then that's how you knead, guys. So if you, children, if you want to learn, forward, back, so forward, up, gentle, and then push it like that, yeah? Now we want to take a little bit of it and basically form it to make a little dough. All right, so I have a lovely trick for everyone who is always trying to fit their grease-free paper into their tray. So all you have to do, guys, is just scrunch it like that, literally like that. And then you want to open up, so I'm going to take one of these trays. You want to open up this, and it will stay flat, yeah? So right now, I'm going to do that. And that's literally how you do it. I know it's a simple trick, but it just, look at that, look, oh, perfect. Okay, now let's put in our lovely little dough babies. Hello, darlings. You're gonna cook so nice and be super delicious. Okay, guys, so if you want to, just if you have any questions before, let me save you some time. You can use plain flour, self-raising flour. If you want to make it big and fluffy, you can add some baking powder. So it's very versatile, and you can make so many things with it. Now, if you want to, you can also add some egg wash to it as well, and it's going to be like a really nice bread roll. These are going to go in the oven for 20 minutes, and they're going to be amazing. And how you tell if they're ready, when you lift the bottom, it should have like a hollow sound, and that's how you're able to tell if the bread is cooked inside. Let's put these in the oven. So we have roasted the vegetables in the oven. So now what we want to do is literally put it on. So we just take off our safety, and we're going to add in our vegetables. Now this one's going to be quick. Normally, depending on how much water you put will determine how much you cook for. So I want it quick, so I'm going to just take the vegetables out. We're going to add a little bit of water. And then what we want to do now, we want to flavour the water. So we want to add some spices. So I put some cumin, coriander, a little bit of all-purpose seasoning and some garlic. We're going to add that in. Okay, and then we've also got a vegetable stock cube as well. So we're going to add that in as well. So kind of break it up a little bit. And then now what we're going to do is allow it to cook for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to blitz it and serve. That is done, my darlings. Let's serve. Okay, guys. Time to plate. I've got my gorgeous bowl. So this one you can make with different vegetables, and it's just, look at that. Oh my God, that's just nice and thick, especially as it's getting cold now. And now we have this delicious soup. We're gonna add a bit of zazz, you know, we've got to add a bit of that. So we're gonna add a little bit of dairy-free double cream. There we go. And we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of parsley. There you go, guys. 2 simple dishes from my kitchen to yours. Enjoy. Tomato roasted vegetable soup and some gorgeous garlic bread rolls. Yummy.